All right, everybody. Sorry for the delay. As you guys can tell, I know my racers are ready to race for sure. There we go. And they're ready to go. We had a little bit of issue with the streaming client, and it basically logged me all the way out, took my Epidemic sound off, made me have to relog into there. My password got changed. Everything just went crazy. Nonetheless, we got Gunnar Bender on red, Nathaniel Burden on white, Randy Kirtley on green, Jay Latham on orange, Bruce Bullington on blue, Glenn Burden on yellow. We're going to head over to the big oval here. Racers, you ready? Watch your lights. 3 strikes are out. 8 round robin heats of fast and furious action. Hope everything's coming through good. Looks like it's doing all right. We get our first car coming off there. Cam 2 here. See my wife grab it. And it looks to be Gunnar Bender going to take a first strike. Bruce Bullington currently in the lead. Like I said, Bruce Bullington can make a circle track car, folks. He's got that baby humming. Oh, and another couple cars coming off in the backstretch. Wild on the lids and off the grids. If you like what you're seeing here at Lanes Raceway, definitely give us a like, subscribe, comment, and all that. I'm told I need to be saying that more often, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Yellow and white. Going to take strikes here. It all helps the racer, though. You know, we love seeing our racers happy here at Lanes Raceway. May not have the world-class best racers, but, man, I'll tell you what, we got some competition going here at Lanes Raceway. If you're interested in that and you want to get involved, definitely give us a call, 270-278-1400 here in Livermore, Kentucky. That's Western Kentucky, your place for slot car racing in West Kentucky. Not to mention, we're fixing to move into a huge facility, and there's going to be even more hardcore fast racing, slot car style, in the new facility. So definitely come on down and check it out. Special thanks to our new subscribers off of YouTube. Appreciate that. I just seen it in a previous race. My wife let us know we got another subscriber, so that's good. And, thankful for that. Chat's up and going. I believe it's on YouTube, though, possibly Facebook and Twitch. You just have to check it out and see. We'll check on it every once in a while, but I know you guys like the big screen, so we're going to stay on that. Right now, we got some impeccable racing taking place here. Bruce Bullington, currently your leader there on blue, as he races in to grab a pack of racers here. Down low there on yellows, Glenn Burden, he's going to try to maybe catch him on the high side there. But Bruce has a fast-rolling machine here. Just above him is the orange car there of Jay Latham as we get another caution here with 31 seconds left to go. And that's going to be another strike there for Gunnar. That's going to be a second, so he's going to have to dial her back if he wants to survive the rest of this heat. 39, 39, 39 is your top 3, Bruce, Glenn, and Jay. Randy Kirtley there, 36, Nathaniel Burden, 35, and Gunnar, 34. Bruce Bullington kind of staying back there out of trouble a little bit, but he looks like he wants to make a pass here on the inside of Jay Latham there on the orange lane. We'll see if he makes that risk. Ooh, Jay Latham narrowly avoiding a wreck there from Randy Kirtley. And we see a yellow flag take place here as we head over to Cam 2. We can see a strike there on the orange lane of Jay Latham. Jay battling it out there for that top 3 position. Stalled the car there. Randy Kirtley up on green lane. The Ricky Bobby Pierce mobile. A lot of fans there with Bobby Pierce. Randy Kirtley, of course, got a lot of fans here at Lanes Raceway. So we continue racing here. We can see Bruce Bullington still holding it down there on blue lane, staying out of trouble. It's good to see Bruce in the Casper mobile make it the first heat. Bruce having, of course, a lot of trouble this weekend, but the oval, no trouble to be found as he finishes his first heat here. 54 total laps, the most that anybody's ran so far. Glenn Burden there, 53 there on yellow, putting up a strong fight. Jay Latham, 52 there, having that wreck put him out just a couple laps. Randy Kirtley there, 50 on green, 48 Nathaniel Burden, and 47 Gunnar to round them all up. Going to leave you back over here on the oval. Actually, you know what? Let's leave it here, and maybe we'll get some chats going. If you like what you're seeing here, our strike system goes simply like this. If you're viewing in for the first time, strike system is 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out, just like baseball. You get 3 strikes, you're out. They wreck any way, or they hit the button in any way, they get a strike. Now, if you're on red lane, we have rules there for red lane. So if the car comes off on the high banks, which it does sometimes whenever the cars pick up speed, if you're on red or white lane, you can reach down, grab your car, put it back on without hitting the button. You won't get a strike. If you're not involved in a wreck, your car didn't move, it was perfectly seated, the track comes off, and your car's seated, you don't get a strike unless the next time that it comes off, you don't move again. Then you get 2 strikes. So it's either you're getting 0 strikes or you're getting 2. Nonetheless, other than that, that's pretty much how the 3-strike system works. Then we got these guys, they're locked in gear ratios here. So they can either run a 929 or a 1027 in this class. Now they're eligible to move anywhere in between those gear ratios. The 929, of course, being the stock gear ratio here at Lanes Raceway that are on all GRCs. Now this is a 4-inch GRC, so it's a little bit smaller than the 4.5. The 4.5 is what we consider our rookie class here at Lanes Raceway. They also can cut the uprights to the GRC chassis, whether they're nickel or brass, and that way they can seat the 1-inch wheels and tires if they choose to do so in our rookie classes. But in this case, everybody has to run 1-inch, so they do have to get that in there, cut out, so that they can get that just perfectly seated right there with the rear axle. If they don't, it tends to tear up gears, and we don't want the guys tearing stuff up. Nonetheless, looks like we're about to go back green races, so we'll head back over here to the oval. If you like what you're seeing here, like, subscribe, comment, of course, and share it to other people that enjoy racing. If we ever do get to the point to where we come across some kind of success here in the live streams for the public. Ooh, a little out in the end there on red lane for Nathaniel Burden. I guarantee you he's happy about that. But if we do come across any kind of success like that, where maybe eventually some sort of payment comes in from all this, which we're hoping that, of course, here at Lanes Raceway, we are going to give it to our racers. You know, help their payouts be a little bit bigger. Because nobody does payouts slot car wise like Lanes Raceway does. That is for sure. This series alone is a payout purse of $1,000. White, green, and blue getting strikes. Our series, our normal seasonal series, they go for 2 months apiece, usually ending up being 8 races. This one's going to go over just a little bit because we ended up having a time that we didn't have tires for a couple weeks, but it'll only go over an extra week. Nonetheless, ooh, a little swapping of the lanes there for the New Deal Hudson O'Neal, as it came off on the front stretch there and changed lanes to the red lane. We're going to see Glenn Burden there on orange take his first strike. Right now, strikes are this: white, green, orange, and blue, all with 1 strike. If you're listening on the road and can't actually watch, Bruce Bullington currently in the lead by 4 laps to Glenn Burden, 75 to 71. Jay Latham there, 71 laps. Randy's 70, so it's right now 71, 72, 73 is the way it is from 4th up to 2nd. Let's get a strike there on purple lane, their first strike. That's the old Casper-mobile of Bruce Bullington as we get another yellow flag to take place. See a car coming off there. Looks to be Jay Latham. Is that car stalled? Okay. All right. So here's an example. If this car doesn't take off this time, Jay's going to receive 2 strikes because he could have looked at his car. But if it takes off, he's good. All right, so he won't get a strike there. It's a very risky maneuver. You know, sometimes it's the track's fault, but when it ain't the track's fault, then you will pay the dividends. Randy Kirtley, of course, had to pay that the first time out of anybody a couple weeks ago, and he was pretty devastated. But nonetheless, we like to keep the rules around here at Lanes Raceway. Time is a definite factor when you're trying to run this many races in one day. Right now we're just running 3 races, but whenever the 4 Crowns runs, you guys know we have to run 4 races. We actually have to open up a little early just to get those in. But Bruce Bulletin currently in the lead by 5 laps with a best lap of 2.081. He's scorching out there on purple lane. Glenn Burden there in second, 2.302. Randy Kirtley's best time, 2.276 there on blue lane. For your top 3, we got some pretty good racing here. Like I said, Bruce Bulletin really flying down there on purple as he comes to reel in that blue and orange of Glenn and Randy here. He might get another lap on him within the 5 seconds as he makes a pass to Randy, and then we see a slip off there and a red flag almost. But this car here that Randy just picked up is going back to the start and finish line. That's going to be a strike for blue, their second. Head back over here to the oval. Cam 2, just a couple tenths of a second left to roll here. See the ladies down there, track marshaling, appreciate that. And that is a red flag rotation. So let's take a look at the strike board here. Go ahead and clear those puppies out. And then we'll head over to the track mate, take a look. Bruce Bulletin still in the lead after 2 heats, turning an impressive 56 laps. Now that was the most laps turned last week. Glenn Burden, 56 total laps. 110 total laps so far right now for Bruce Bulletin. Glenn Burden 103 there in second position. Not yet been able to run purple or black. 100 lap tied up with Randy and Jay. Of course, Jay Latham all weekend long been very strong, having a new car come up in here rolling hard. So I don't know what he's done, but he's putting in the work. Gunnar Bender there, 99. He's still in the mix too. He's just 1 lap down from Randy and Jay. So it's anybody's battle for that 3rd position coming up next heat. Nathaniel Burden, 96. He ran both his high sides. He's done with them. He ran 48, and right now 48 is the number for the high side, white and red. Take a look over here at our iRacing monitor, back for the chat. Nobody in for chat, but we're in here for some chat. The fall series is going to run up until November. After that, November is going to be the start of our 4 crowns. And hopefully by then we'll have the tracks built and set up at the New Lanes Raceway. No photos for that until we get some more stuff set up. But I know for a fact we got over half of the flooring put in, and the walls are painted and the ceilings are painted. The lights are put in. It's looking good. It's looking clean. Not to mention that we're going to put in a few more receptacles for the TVs and get the whole atmosphere going. You know, we got a nice little neon atmosphere. I think we're going to try to change things from the future space travel type atmosphere that we got going on here at Lanes 1, and we're going to make Lanes 2 more of a Western feel. Like you're coming off the dusty, dirty trail and you got to get your racing fix. Well, that's kind of what we're going to be setting things up for down there, and I think the guys might end up liking it. Of course, we still got to get the Lanes Raceway fall shirts set up too for the end of this series, and then a banquet. I think Jay Latham said he's going to cook a couple buttons for us, so that'll be nice. And of course, we all like barbecue around here. 25 seconds left to go before we go back green racing, so we're going to go ahead and head back over to the big oval, and we're going to wait, and we'll be right back with you. All right, we're fixing to see 4 red lights are dropping out to green. Right now, Bruce Bulletin, currently your leader here on the late model series race, representing the old Casper mobile, the friendly ghost, the streak himself, Bruce Bulletin. As we hit a yellow flag here, we see a car flipping off the track. It's been also brought to my attention. A strike there on black. That's Bruce Bulletin. Like I said, I might be a curse, folks. I don't know. Every time I talk nice about somebody, they wreck. But nonetheless, it has been brought to my attention that last week there was a few people sandbagging the buttons, not hitting the buttons when the cars come off. Now, I'm going to be the one that's going to dictate whether or not I feel like they're sandbagging, just waiting for somebody to wreck into them or not. If that is the case, they are going to get 2 strikes. I've already made my mind up. No matter what, I don't care. They can argue all they want, but the best bet for you, if your car wrecks, you better get on that button. Because if I see a little bit of a delay, if I see like you're trying to have other people wreck into you, I'm fixing to give you 2 strikes. And you're going to be surprised when I say it's 3. But we don't want anybody playing dirty here at Lanes Raceway. The point of the buttons is to keep people's cars safe. When you're trying to make people's cars not safe, that doesn't set well with me. I know you might be looking at it from a point of view of me owning the track and hey, you'll get to sell more parts and stuff like that, but I'd rather sell parts the right way instead of the wrong way. We see Randy Kirtley now moving into second position. He's got the low line there, and we see Glenn Burton's car gently come off, narrowly miss a wreck on Randy Kirtley there down in the high banks portion of the track. So we're going to see Glenn Burton there going to receive a strike. Now Glenn has done substantial work to his late model, and as you could tell from last week, he was coming off almost every time on white lane. This week, not the case. He's ran full half the heat here, not one time come off. He did come off there, so that kind of refutes what I'm saying, but nonetheless, he's done a lot of work. The car's actually handling a whole lot better than it was once before. So we get a yellow flag. We can see who hit the button. Stuck? Okay. So Jay Latham was stuck there. Like I said, if he doesn't take off here, all right, that's going to be 2 strikes for Jay. Jay, you got a car problem. All right. So Jay will get 2 strikes here. So now he's going to have to really watch it, or he'll end up like Randy did last week. Sometimes the motors lean out halfway inside of the motor and they need nudges. That could be an issue too. You might need a nudge to take off. If that's the case, he can have the track marshals help him out there, give him a little push. Your wire's good? Is it attached to the motor? Good spot. I'd say that motor's probably half leaned out. That's what it's acting like. T, you're going to have to give Jay a nudge. Whenever T gets around here to help Jay get a nudge off the line, we'll be ready to go. Now Jay's going to have to limp this baby, it looks like, as he's having issues. Or it looks like Morgan's going to help him. Morgan, you going to give him a push whenever it goes green? All right, cool. So Morgan's going to help give Jay a push. Now Jay's got to survive the rest of the heat without getting a strike here. There it was. So Jay's got half his motor not working here right now. That's why you're seeing him be really extremely slow currently. He needs a new motor, basically. So 41 seconds. He's better just keep her wide open until the end, and then he can get a motor change out during the heat exchange. I've seen this happen on a couple of the motors. Not our last batch that we just got, but our batch before that had a couple of these in it. And we've seen a few guys have these motors. It happens from time to time. But like I said, as motors go, Mid-America is making some of the best motors here. And this is a rarity, to say the least. Bruce Bulletin right now still in the lead, 160 laps with 8 seconds left to go. Randy Kirtley in second, 154. Gunnar Bender in third with 153. And we get a red flag rotation. We'll head over to the strikes and clear those out. And then we're going to head over to the track mate, and we can see Bruce Bullington still in the lead, 165 total laps, 55 on average, 156 for Randy Kirtley, almost an inverse there, but we can see Randy Kirtley down a little bit on blue lane, only turning 50 laps, but turned to 56 really tight and precisely there on purple lane. Gunnar Bender there, 154, he's increasing his averages, he's moved into third position, turning 55 total laps on blue. That's one less than the best that you can turn so far right now of 56 total laps. Glenn Burton there in fourth, Nathaniel Burton in fifth, and Jay Latham in sixth. Now Jay's probably going to get him a new motor here real quick and get that swapped over. In the meantime, no text, so we're going to head over to the oval and let you guys watch them race, and we'll be right back with you. All right, folks. So Jay's still using the same motor. He's going to have Morgan give him a little push off here. It happens every once in a while. One of the windings on the laminations there at the end, right by the commutator, sometimes snap. And when that happens, of course, one of the poles basically goes dead. And you got to give it a little bit of a push just to get that motor rolling until the voltage gets in there. And that's why he's running about half speed right now. Bruce Bullington in the lead, 180, followed by Randy Kirtley 8 laps down with 173. Gunnar Vender about 10 or so laps down with 173 now. Glenn Burden 168. Nathaniel 167 and Jay Latham 156 as we get our first wreck this heat. 114 to go. And that's going to be a strike there on yellow for Bruce Bullington.
Y'all want to wait for him? Y'all voting to wait on him? We got time. All right. Jay, you swapping motors? All right. So, guys, we're under a red flag condition here. The guys have voted to wait on Jay. And, well, he's in last place by a pretty good margin. Even if he does get a new motor, unless somebody else wrecks out, he's probably going to sit there. So he's going to get a motor changed, and we'll be right back with you here shortly.
All right, folks, we're back. Jay got him a motor installed. We're looking good in the neighborhood. All right, everybody, watch your lights. So here we go. 4 red lights are dropping out to green. Here we go. Now we see Jay's car back in smooth action motion here. He's definitely turning better lap times as that median starts to drop. Now he's got a long road ahead of him to try to get out of that last position. He's going to have to really pick up the pace or have some people wreck there. So we see Jay now actually having an issue there, strike. But Jay coming off of 2 successful races. He's doing quite well this week. And that car was doing quite well until it decided to blow up, basically. 50 seconds left to go in the heat. Bruce Bullington is your leader, 197. They call him the Streak. Because on this oval track, he makes streaks take place. Running the old Casper car there, freshly clear-coated. Randy Kirtley there, 196 there in second position. Gunnar Bender in third with 195. Nathaniel Burden there with 186.87. And Glenn Burden at 188. Jay Latham 176 there, trying to come back up there in last position. As we see a little smooth roll there as the New Deal Hudson O'Neal comes out and comes right back in on red lane. And we can see the Casper car of Bruce Bullington coming out there. That's going to be his second hit. We're about 4 heats in, 4 of 8. Seconds left to go. Fast and a furious racing between Randy and Gunnar down low as they're kind of swapping back and forth. Randy wanting to make a move, but kind of keeping his own as he gets a good coast there, almost making the pass on Gunnar. Take the strikes here, clear those off. Not too bad of a heat strike-wise, but a little extra time taken there. Guys voted it in, letting Jay swap a motor instead of the usual 30 seconds, and I'm good with it. The guys are good with it. We got time here, which we do. 7:17 p.m. We're making good time here. Bruce Bullington in the lead, 218 total laps, followed by Randy Kirtley, 213. 212 for Gunnar there in third position. Nathaniel Burton, 201. Glenn Burton, 198. 187, Jay Latham to round up that 6th position. If you like what you're seeing here at Lanes Raceway and you're enjoying the somewhat okay, I guess, coverage. I'm not going to try to say I'm something I ain't. I don't really talk very well. I got a very southern accent, almost nasal. But nonetheless, I try my best for the guys that race here at Lanes Raceway so they can check it out on the road or when they get home or whatever. If you like what you see, though, give us a like, subscribe, share, and all that. And also, it's good for the racers. We want to see our racers happy. That's my main goal here at Lanes Raceway. I'll spend my whole living making these racers happy. Glenn there representing the Lanes Raceway Spring Series shirt. That was a pretty big hit. That was the most shirts we've ever sold was the Spring Series shirts. The Summer Series shirts there is kind of what Nathaniel's got going on right there. And I really like it too. Kind of got some 1980s, 90s beach theme to it. Of course, we design all of our stuff here in-house. Only racers get to wear shirts. If you do not race here at Lanes Raceway, you can't get these shirts. Only the racers can get them. Now, if you've raced one of these races, whether it just be one race, you're eligible to buy one. But the best deal is become a member here at Lanes Raceway, because as long as you keep your membership up, you just get them for free. So isn't that cool? Wintertime is, we did a hoodie last year. I'm thinking about doing us a little jacket this year. So the Winter Series, of course, will be January. That'll be after the 4 Crowns, and we start this venture all over again. 3 more series, winner gets to choose. Pretty good little layout. Keeps us racing year round. and keeps the guys high on their heels, because they want to be able to put as many of the races that they want into the 4 Crowns, gives them better opportunity to bring home that win. 4 red lights are dropping out to a green. Bruce Bullington, your leader. Oh, and a hard hit coming out of the corner there, involving 1. And that's going to be the high side racer, Bobby Pierce, going to take a shot here, also known as Randy Kirtley. Start this thing off in cam 2 here. Special thanks to Morgan there for helping us track marshal. Her and T helping track marshal. The yellow flag here, unknown what's going on here. Okay, we see a strike going to take place there for Nathaniel Burden. 4 red lights are dropping out to a green. Back underway. These guys definitely keeping them under control here, as we're already in round robin 5 of 8, and we've had a motor swap take place. Started a little late, but the racing's been going really good. Everybody's hooking up really good, giving each other room there on the racetrack. See a nice clean pass down there on the orange lane of Bruce Bullington, passing Glenn Burden. They both matched up perfectly as they went into Dead Man's Corner. And a car coming off on its lid looks to be Jay Latham in the Beavis and Butthead mobile. Jay Latham there going to get a strike on blue lane, his first. Start her off here in cam 2. But yeah, some very, very good racing, side-by-side action here at Lanes Raceway in the late model series. And I could maybe possibly see this also going on to the 4 Crowns with the Hometown Heroes class. Dirt is a big deal around here. Everybody loves dirt racing. Every time I come in here, it's almost always on Flow Media. Hardly do we see NASCAR races or asphalt races. But these guys love dirt racing. We always try to keep them happy in dirt racing. Now in January, when we start our new series all over again for the winter series, we're going to have sprint cars. So sprint cars are going to be pretty interesting. Now it's going to be coming from the fellas up there at Mid-America. And they've got the new sprint cars. They're called Outlaw Sprint Cars. If you haven't heard of them, they're pretty cool. That's going to be Jay Latham's second strike there on blue lane. We've had a few guys in here already buy them, and we've got them set up, bending some stuff. I found out that the wings do not like generic double-sided sticky tape. So if you're going to use double-sided sticky tape, make sure you get some really good double-sided sticky tape. But something we've realized that works exceptionally well is glue dots from the Dollar Tree. So if you have a Dollar Tree nearby, definitely go get you a package of the glue dots. It's $1 for like 900 glue dots. So you can't beat that deal. And those glue dots, I've used those before on a pair of like pointy end needle nose tweezers to get brushes out of a motor. Me and Glenn was trying to get his brushes out in that Group 12 class that we ran, and he ran those brushes down so low that they were like almost flat, and we ended up using glue dots to pull them out all the way through the top part of the end bell there. So glue dots, super sticky from Dollar Tree. Of course, we got one or two in Owensboro, so that's where we go to get ours. Nonetheless, we're going to clear these strikes out here. Take a look here at the track mate. Bruce Bullington holding it down. 55 laps there on black lane, 56 on purple, 271. And Gunnar Vender turning 258s down low on purple and black. That's the best amount of laps turned so far in this series, and he's done it twice. Randy Kirtley there in third position with 266, 254 for Nathaniel in fourth, 249 for Glenn Burden in fifth, and Jay Latham 240. Gonna head her over to cam 2 and we'll be right back with you. All right, 5 seconds. We'll be back racing. Let's go over to the big oval. 4 red lights dropping out to a green. Bruce Bullington in your lead, side by side with Gunnar Bender. Gunnar Bender is going to take the lead here on yellow lane. Hard hits to the high outside there. We see the Casper Mobile going to take a strike. So that'll be 1 for Bruce Bullington. Don't forget, upcoming race. Josh Reinerson. If you need details on that, send us a message on Facebook. We usually get back to everybody on Thursdays. Sometimes a little bit before that. Just depends on if I come in. But nonetheless, we will get back with you if you need details on that. The details are already put on our Facebook page, but it's from the picture. It's been a couple weeks. Now, we may make a repost on that here later. I don't know if T's got it scheduled or not, but nonetheless, that's coming up the Saturday before Halloween. Several people were interested in that. It's a team race, $25 entry per person, half of the pot going to best qualifier, and then $500 for the win. So it's going to be a pretty big race for sure. Also, the winner gets to keep the banner that we made for the race. So purple going to get a strike here. This will be their first. That's Jay Latham. Get a yellow flag, and what looks to be the new deal, Hudson O'Neal taking a strike. Glenn Burton there on blue. That's going to be his second. Right now, your top three, Gunnar Bender in the lead. Bruce Bullington in second. Randy Kirtley in third. Nathaniel in fourth. Glenn in fifth, and Jay Latham in sixth. As we see a yellow flag here, it's going to be the third strike there on blue lane for Glenn Burton. 45 seconds left to go in the heat. Yellow flag and a rush to grab the old Casper Mobile of Bruce Bullington. That's going to be his second strike. As we get 4 red lights dropping out to a green. Here we go, folks. 32 seconds left to go in the heat. Gunnar Bender out in the lead substantially here as he's able to make 45 total laps so far this heat. Bruce Bullington only 38, currently in second position. Randy Kirtley in third, making 43 there with 310. Poised to make a pass here shortly on Bruce. Right now making that pass as Bruce makes a hard hit to the wall, and he's going to spend the next 11 seconds setting out here as that is his third strike. Yeah, that's 3. So we see Jay Latham getting a gentle push through the lanes there. And 4 red lights dropping out to a green. I just heard back from Guillermo in a message, and he took a sabbatical. He's going to be in for the big race that is being put on the weekend before Halloween. And course, he's a member here at Lanes Raceway. We appreciate that for sure. And he's probably going to definitely try to come back and take home that 4 Crowns win. He got very, very close last year. We'll see if he can come back in and make a stab at it. Be good to see him. Also, Tom Payton. He's actually come and raced in this series and did quite well last week. His first time getting 4th position. Just getting used to the heavier style. So it'd be cool to see Tom back. I seen pictures of his wing car that he just got back, and it was exceptional looking. Gunnar Vender right now 327 total laps, followed by Randy Kirtley with 318, 313 for Bruce Bullington, Nathaniel Burden 309, Jay Latham 296 and 280 for Glenn Burden. Take a quick look here at the iRacing. We see HSF Racing. What class you guys running? You folks running? We are running what we call the late model series here at Lanes Raceway. And basically what it is the 1-inch hefty duty hub, 1/8 inch fish rubber tires from Mid-America. So they got the bead lock look to them. They're a little bit heavier tire. And we allow the guys to cut the excess rubber off to make them actual 600s, because I think they're like 1,000s if you don't cut them off. Now some guys don't like it and they leave that extra rubber on there. They say it gives them a little more stability. Other people, they'll run them just so they can be a little bit quicker. We run the stomp motor in the back of it. It is a 929 or a 1027, and you can mix match it, but you can't get any lower than a 2.7, or you can't get any higher than a 3.22 gear ratio wise in the rear. As for the bodies, we're running caveman bodies. We make them in-house, sticker them up, and then I clear coat them with 2K car clear. Other guys have opted to make their own stuff, and that's fine as long as they clear coat it and make them look like real cars. And that's the biggest deal. They have to have bead locks on all the way around, and they have to be big tires all around, look like the real car. Now, they can take fingernail polish and put on the front wheels so that they can slide. Now, you can cut the uprights too. This is a 4-inch GRC chassis. You can either run the brass or the nickel plated. Nickel plated, some argue, is a little bit tougher. Whether or not that is the case, I don't know. But I think I've touched on everything there. They got to pass GRC heights, whether it be the chassis height, and they also have to pass the body height. So those 2 heights are part of the tech. And then, of course, all we do is make sure that they're stamped there on the side. Nobody's messed with the end bells, try to pop out the armature or anything like that. And we keep it pretty close here, as you guys can tell here just by some of the stuff that these guys are running. But thank you for the question there, HSF Racing. Appreciate that. As we head back to the big screen here for this round robin 7 of 8, we can see a wreck take place here. Is this the first or second wreck? Okay. Well, who? Gunner got one? Okay. So Gunner got a strike while I was talking. Bruce got a strike, and Lynn's got a strike. As you guys can see, I'm up here in the top left-hand portion of your screen, so I can talk to the racers directly here. Four red lights dropping out to green. Here we go. Right now, Gunnar Bender in the lead as we see a little rider take place in the upper portion of the track. Looks like Randy Kirtley's car coming all the way up to the high side there. Unlike the real Bobby Pierce, Randy Kirtley needs to try to stay in his lane there on the white lane. Bobby Pierce, of course, in real life loves scraping that high side wall. Straighten up there. Brian Bender helping out Nathaniel Burden with his Budweiser number 8. So we get another yellow flag here. This time it's going to be Jay Latham going to take a strike here as we go over to the strikes here. Going to be his first. Jay Latham in the Beavis and Butthead mobile. I'm hoping when we move down there, we'll have access to some better internet to be able to get some better camera fidelity. Right now we're at 1080p at 60 frames. I would love to be at 4K so that we can really dial in, zoom in on some of these cars. So we see Bruce snag his car, or actually I seen it in real life, but he snagged his car off the high banks there. And it looks like we got, somebody pressed the button. Might have been Bruce after he picked it up. So Bruce will receive a strike there. That'll be his second. And a big cluster taking place down low over here. Oh, so see the New Deal, Hudson O'Neal, Randy, and Jay Latham all getting involved in that. So Jay going to get his second. Glenn getting his second, and Randy getting his second. We got a full-blown come apart on that one. Right now, it's 2 strikes red for Bruce, 2 strikes white for Randy, 1 strike for Gunner on orange, 2 strikes for Glenn, and 2 strikes for Jay. So, and still a lot of racing left to go in this round robin, 7 of 8. 1 minute and 16 seconds. That's over half. So everybody's going to have to give each other a little bit of space if they want to make it to the end and kind of dial those babies back a smidge. See Jay Latham really quick down low on Black Lane. 1.128 best lap. You see Nathaniel Burden with a .913. Oh, as we see quick hands by Bruce Bullington grabbing the car without it getting hit and putting her right back on. See, that saved him a strike, folks. You can do that on those upper lanes if you're quick enough. As it happens again, and he gets it, and White Lane actually waits on him. Randy Kirtley waits on him. Randy Kirtley makes a pass on the inside there. 32 seconds left to go in the heat. It's been a bustling heat for sure. Gunnar Bender, your leader, 369 laps. Nathaniel Burden, 353 as we get a wreck down by Dead Man's Corner. Looks like the Beavis and Butthead ride taking a hit here. Who else? Glenn Burden. So strike there for Glenn Burden. That'll be his third, and Jay Latham's third. As we get 4 red lights dropping out to green, we're 2 less people. 4 people still left in the race, but 2 of them have 2 strikes, Randy and Bruce. So they just got to make it the extra 15 seconds. We'll be in rotation here. Gunnar Bender holding it down by over 10 laps right now. And he's making impressive turns here on Orange Lane. And that's a red flag rotation. So they were able to hang in there, Randy and Bruce. So we'll go ahead and clear those out. Take a look here at the track mate and see how things change. Gunnar Bender, 381, averaging 54.4 laps. Best lap turn, 58, and that's a record this week. 364 total laps in second place, averaging 52 is Nathaniel. 362 total, averaging 51.7 is Randy Kirtley in third. Bruce Bullington there in fourth position with 354. Fifth position, Jay Latham, 341, and Glenn Burden, 322 in sixth position. Heading back over to check the chat. Not a lot going on in the chat. For those wondering what class it was, if they missed that earlier about HSF Racing, we have all of the details on our Facebook about the class. Now, you'll have to go back a couple weeks whenever we first started doing preliminaries for this, but just a little quick up to date. It is a 4-inch GRC chassis, stomp motor, 9/29 gear ratio. That's 9 pinion, 29 crown gear, or a 10 pinion, 27 crown gear in the rear. 1-inch Mid-America Hoosier tires with the hefty duty hubs, or you can run Pro Track, but you have to put the Pro Track beadlocks in them. No bigger than 1-inch tires in the rear. Fish rubber is what the guys mostly run, but you can run any tire compound. We don't limit on that. The body is a Caveman late model body that's put together here at Lanes Raceway, stickered and clear coated and painted for you, and all your heart's desire here. You can do it yourself, but it has to be clear coated. It has to look professional, like a real car. Those are only stipulations for the class, and a Stomp motor, if I didn't mention that, from Mid-America. We use a lot of Mid-America stuff here, especially as of late. Mid-America's been putting out some bangers as it goes for anything slot car related. I've just really enjoyed everything they got. Plus, they always have stock for the most part. So a special shout out there to Roger up there at Mid-America for keeping stock. He came in clutch a couple weeks ago for us, and that really helped us out so that we have to delay another week, because these tires, you know, people love them. They're really good tires, the hefty duty hubs. Plus, they look exceptional. Coming out with the new sprint car tires too there from Mid-America are very cool. So if you get a chance to look at that, go to Mid-America's website, check out those new sprint car tires. Are a little bit bigger than what we're running here, but they got them all drilled out for the sprint cars. It's really pretty cool if you've not seen it. Heading back to the big oval screen, 4 red lights dropping out to green, and we are now in round robin 8 of 8, our final heat. Gunner Bender out in the lead as we see a slap to the high banks here, and the Casper car of Bruce takes another hit. Possibly could be bent, not for sure without checking with the block, but you know, that's usually how the cars act whenever they get bent pretty good. Or it could be braid issue, who knows? It could be a many of things. Nonetheless, see Randy Kirtley there straightening out the Ricky Bobby Pierce car. You guys might have seen it in real life, I don't know. He's always coming out with some crazy looking livery schemes. Randy, of course, chose that. He loves Bobby Pierce in real life, and he wanted a car that he could see. Therefore, the white car definitely shines out the best. You see him hitting the wall there. It looks like he just came to a complete stop there. It's kind of crazy there in Dead Man's Corner. So we'll stop over here and see who else came off with Randy there. Randy, of course, taking a strike there. And it looks like Gunner also going to take a strike. His first. If you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. I've said that several times, but it's pretty important for the racers there as we see a yellow flag take place, but the red car Randy was put back on before that took place, so he won't be receiving a strike. But Bruce Mullinson, his car will there on green. Now that would be his second strike here. Having some issues there with that car this race weekend. If anything I know about this oval track, Bruce Mullinson will get that baby fixed and ready to go coming next time he comes to race. Gunner Bender there, 390 laps, probably going to break over 400 this heat. Go back, like I said, a minute 30, and we are already into another wreck here. Several cars getting involved in an incident here. So we see 2 cars coming off. That's going to be Gunner Bender taking another strike here. His second. And then, who's the other one? That's going to be Randy Kirtley, his second. So right now, as it is, Randy Kirtley with 2 strikes, Bruce Mullinson with 2 strikes, and Gunner Bender with 2 strikes. Everybody else in the clear. Minute and 30 seconds left. That would be a game changer too, folks. That's a game changer. Only takes about 2 seconds per lap here on the oval in this class. As you can see, the guys got them pretty good under control. This class is a lot slower than like the NASCAR class. We see a car going all the way to the inside. Just a reiteration for the guys out there, don't forget to hit the button. It's going to be Bruce Mullinson's third there. Here we go, 57 seconds left to go right now. And we get a yellow flag. I don't know who it is. It was him? Okay. So that'd be his third strike there. That's Gunner's third strike. Not good at all for Gunner. 54 seconds left to go in the heat. Randy Kirtley could be in the same boat here if he don't watch his P's and Q's. He's on his last strike too. Everybody else doesn't have a strike. .51 seconds left to go in the heat. Oh, notice we see a little out and in there for Randy Kirtley, the luckiest man alive. He must really have Bobby Pierce behind that wheel. As he comes out and goes right back in. We've seen this a couple times in this series. So we see Nathaniel Burden now taking over first position. 19 seconds left to go. Something sounded like a hard hit. 2 seconds left to go. All right, we're going to see a race over there. So we head over to the strikes and we'll go ahead and clear those out. We take a look here at the track mate. Nathaniel Burden going to bring home a victory. Like I said, you know, it's anybody's ball game all the way up to the end. Gunner had it in spades there at the end. Nobody, I don't think, all night long could beat him on any of the heats. But that white lane where he went out at 26 laps, that killed him. Nathaniel Burden was able to come back. 418 total laps for Nathaniel Burden. 52.2 on average. Gunner, of course, dropping out there, dropping all the way down to 50.9. Him and Randy Kirtley, of course, tying. I don't know who's first or second. You'll see that on Facebook whenever the pictures are getting made. My wife now taking pictures of the total laps and stuff for who gets points. Jay Latham there in fourth position, 49.6. Struggled early on as he had a messed up motor, so that cost him a little bit. We'll see if he can bring that back next week with that fresh motor. As we can see, 56 total laps there on purple. He's definitely competitive, and 56 laps there on yellow. Definitely competitive. That was second to the best. Glenn Burden there, 47.1. Started off strong there towards the end. Had some issues there, especially on blue lane there with only 31 laps turned. Bruce Bullington, issues all day for him, and it's been rough on Bruce. But starting out, Bruce was definitely strong. 56 and 55 respectfully there on purple and black lane. So all these guys, you know, racing is racing. And, you know, you got some good times, good laps, good run-ins, all that stuff. And then other times it just all goes downhill. Jay blows half of his motor out. My brother growing up racing, it was more times than not he was putting it on the trailer versus out there racing. Just this past weekend, they put it on the trailer, you know. So it's anybody's ball game here all the way up to the end. Never lose hope. Always finish a race, because first you got to finish the race to win the race. So just think about that, you know. We're going to go back here one more time, check the chat now that chat's working. I'm glad chat's working. That's pretty cool. I think you guys might think the same. So future iterations of this, we'll have chat open, of course. That's all the races we got here for you. Next week, we'll be back on the oval yet again. Next week, 2 oval races. We'll have the late model, and we're going to have the IndyCar on the oval come next week. Thank you guys for tuning in. God bless you. Have a good week, and we'll see you next weekend.